Hi, I'm Tarek Leslie. I am the artistic director of Ensemble Theatre Company, and I am also playing David Frost in Frost Nixon. I find David Frost a compelling character because he was thought to be the underdog, and that he is a very unlikely person to have pulled off what he did with these. Not in terms of the producing of them and actually scoring the interviews. I think he was enough of a savvy producer that doesn't surprise me at all. But he was viewed as a lightweight. He was viewed as someone that, did fluffy talk show things, and before that, satire, in which most of the stuff that was actually praised wasn't written by him. It was written by people like the Pythons, John Cleese, Graham Chapman, Michael Palin, people like that. So even at his heyday with That Was the Week That Was, a kind of forerunner to The Daily Show, a lot of the material that did get associated with him wasn't in fact written by him, and he certainly wasn't the strongest performer. So for him to, some decade, probably less after that went off the air, for him to manage to score these interviews with Richard Nixon was quite a feat. And I think the most challenging thing about him, beyond doing the accent, has been just getting into the skin and trying to figure out was he out of his depth? Was he fully capable of doing it, but just had too many demands on his time? Because there certainly is, and he himself admits, or admitted, I should say, in his own writing on this interview, that he was slightly unprepared. And so the question in my mind is, was he unprepared intellectually, or was it simply because he had so many things on the go that he didn't have enough time to bone up and do his homework in advance of the interviews? I'm a little bit inclined, given his education and everything else, I'm a little bit inclined to think that it was the latter, that he just was a showman and a playboy, and someone that was producing God knows how many things and had commitments to those that he just didn't have time to do it. And to get in the skin of a character like that is kind of interesting. And those moments, and finding those moments where he sort of realizes the depth of what he's gotten himself into. And then the question of whether he's going to actually not only get himself out of it, but score victory. I think that one of the reasons that people would be compelled to watch Frost Nixon is it's just two very different types of Titans going at it over the course of an evening. There's the build-up in the play of the anticipation towards that battle and all that went in to getting them together. I think, to me, it's the political equivalent. The Frost Nixon interviews, historically, and that's certainly in the play, were the political junkie equivalent of the Rumble in the Jungle with George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. Two mismatched opponents that somehow, were duking it out. And the results and the end of it all, interesting material.